How did Carrasco break his finger?
In the weight room. It's an accident.
What happened in the weight room?
Well, just had a 50-pound barbell on his finger. He set it down, flipped.
So it fell
Nasty.
on his finger? Fell on his finger?
Yeah. I think he had a second procedure today just to clean it up a little bit. Had to put a pin in there.
A second procedure?
Well, they have to go back in and first you put it back in, set it, and then you go back in and put the pin in.
So he's already had 2 surgeries on his finger?
Not two. He just had to clean up. He had a surgery to make sure that he's going to be fine to pitch again next year.
So he would have a pretty normal winter, as you understand it still?
We
or?
understand it.
Okay.
And by the time he's ready to throw, he should be okay. Luckily, it was that finger, not one of these other ones. Should heal well. They think he should be fine for next year.
There was no punching incident? A lot of times when
So you're
pitchers break
accusing me of telling you something not
No,
true?
no, I'm just
what you
making
did.
sure.
That's what you did. No, he dropped the barbell on it. Not everybody's trying to.
a lot of times
And you
when
wonder why.
pitchers break a finger.
I would tell you if that was the case, right? Okay, what else?
When was it?
Let's see. We were meeting pregame when Billy got the call. It would have been Sunday or Saturday. You remember, Ethan? Sunday pregame. It was at, we got the call at, the game was at what, 1:40? So we got the call about 12:30. So it must have happened right before that. Sometime, I'd say around noon that day, Sunday.
Buck, you've talked about September being like a great fooler in spring training.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you know with some of these younger guys that what you're seeing
Well,
is real?
so, you still take some credence in it, but you realize that you want to see them do well. And sometimes you get fooled the other way. Guys aren't doing well. But I think just history and track record tells you to be careful about saying this is exactly the way it's going to be forever, whether it be poorly or good. You just keep in mind that, things fluctuate. You got guys with great track records, and all of a sudden they don't have a good year. Guys that have been in the big leagues forever, for a long time. So I found that the good ones seek their level sooner or later. Billy Martin told a long time ago, he said, try as you may, you can't screw up the good ones. So, people will seek their level, and but you just try to create a good atmosphere and see how they handle the failure that they're going to have some up here. It's like when they first come up and there's this positive feeding frenzy about them and this and that, whatever, and fans get excited and should, and we get excited, but and then it kind of levels off, and then you'll sooner or later you'll see what you have.
Do you have a pitcher for starting pitcher?
Budo's starting tomorrow.
Budo's starting tomorrow. And also, I mean, back to Carrasco for a minute.
You guys know Coonrod's here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, he's a free agent after this season. There's a good chance he's pitched his last game for the Mets. I mean, how do you sum up kind of his?
I wouldn't
Or
say.
there's
I don't
decent
know.
chance he
I'll let,
pitches.
he's going to pitch again next year.
Yeah.
For somebody, we'll see if it's for us or not. We haven't gotten there with those decisions yet. We know that he's done for the year, for this season.
He obviously didn't have the year that you guys wanted, but he had been valuable to you in the past. But what was maybe your surprise that he wasn't able to kind of put it all together?
Yeah, I think the command. He was wild in the zone a lot of two-strike. I think being able to find that consistency of location of pitches. You'll see if you go back through his outings, he'd be 0-2, throw a couple of really good pitches, and throw a flat slider and a split that didn't, really have finish on it, and trying to go down away and be middle in. It's just pretty much a command thing. And he had some good outings this year, but not nearly as many as he would have liked or we would have liked.
Do you think the elbow played into it with him at all this season, the bone spurs?
Not any more than last year, but that'd be a private question that he could answer better than me. I'm not going to say for sure there wasn't, but believe me, we ask him all the time. We had a couple of times that we gave him some extra rest, but that was last year too. We did the same thing. We treated him very similar to last year. So, we leaned on him, and it just didn't work out for him.
Is he going to need, or is he going to get his elbow cleaned up?
That'd be a question for him or the trainers, if there's a need or not a need. I don't know. We're not there yet. I haven't heard any talk about that. didn't punch anybody.
or an inanimate object.
I don't know, is a barbell inanimate?
Sounds like the barbell punched him.
Be nice, will you? Please, somebody's season ended.
Diaz, is there any plan for him to do anything?
Edwin's still right where he needs to be.
Mhm.
He's progressing. It's like I told them today, and with SNY, the schedule we set up was as fast as you could possibly go in a best case scenario for him to pitch late September, early October if we could get in the playoffs. So this schedule is as aggressive, and provided he didn't have any setbacks, which he hasn't had. And so now, with there not being October baseball so far, you don't know if that's the debate. What will happen at some point?
Mhm.
So we haven't gotten there yet. See how he progresses the rest of September.
Bring him on the road though. That's just
Pardon?
bringing him here to Washington. Is that just
That's to throw and meet his stuff with Jeremy and
Okay.
let the trainers see him. And I'm sure his wife wanted him out of the house too. But this is more following the procedures and the steps that he's taken. It's time for him to be here with us to throw.
He'll travel with you guys the rest of the way.
I think so, unless there's something that changes. I just know this trip he had at least I think 2 sessions, I believe, and he wanted we wanted him to do them with us.
With all 4 of the rookies in the lineup together for the first time today, is there any? Do you find that fun at all?
It's always interesting. We all kind of live through their moments a little bit. We all wanted to be them. I don't know, but it wasn't by design. It's kind of Stu's got a little bit of a lower back thing that should be fine, and it just kind of fit better today. And we had 2 or 3 lineups, and this is the one that fit the best from what we're trying to do.
What's the lower back thing Stewart has?
Huh?
What's the lower back
No, he
thing?
just was a little stiff last game. We decided to give him today. He should be available tomorrow. Could use him if I had to tonight.
Everybody good?